안녕하세요. SM프리메드입니다. 저희는 국내에서 유일하게 4월과 5월 오프라인으로 입학시험을 주관하고 있으며 5월 28일부터 3일간 세계대 의대 입학시험 평가 교수님으로 오신 해탁 교수님과 인터뷰를 진행하였으며 그 주요 내용을 함께 공유합니다.
We are so honored to interview Professor Patak, Dean's representative for admission affairs of the English language medical program. First, thank you for visiting the SM프리메드 again this year as an examiner. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Ferenc Patak from the University of Szeged. I am the representative of the Dean on the Admission Affairs to the Medical Faculty and Faculties of Health Sciences. And also I am the head of the admission board, making the decision on the admissions. On my other life, civil life, I am professor of medical physics and informatics, which is one of the key departments in the preclinical and basic teaching module.
Thank you. May I ask if there is a special reason why the admission decision maker from the University of Szeged personally visit SM프리메드 to conduct the entrance exam?
We collect students, we recruit students from more than 50 countries worldwide, but there are a few strategic places where we focus much closely than the other parts of the world, and one is the focus area is Korea. So that's why if I can make it, I will make it to come to Korea, because this is one of our strategic partners, and the SM프리메드 is obviously the first place, and this is our very important area. So that's why I try to keep in touch with you, with all the personnel and students, myself, and not sending somebody else to do the entrance exam and to make personal contacts.
Thank you. What are your impressions of Korean people and Korea as a country?
Well, it's the second time I visit Korea. I had a very, very good impression about Korean people and Korea as a country. Korean people are very kind, very helpful, very respectful, and they all welcome me all the time with great, warm, welcoming atmosphere. I respect very much the Korean culture and history, and I am amazed by mixing the traditional way of lifestyle with the most modern technology, which is very common in Korea. And this is true for the information technology, which is world leading here and or everyday life. For example, the clothing, sometimes I notice this is important, and gastronomy, and all other areas where the mixture of the traditions and the top high technology is mixing. And it's really a pleasure to be part of it, at least for a few days.
Thank you. What are your thoughts on the students who took the exam at our center this time? We would appreciate your opinions on both the written and oral parts of the exam.
The students were very well prepared, generally, and this is an honest declaration. So what I noticed that everybody was very much motivated. The textual knowledge was very high level, both in chemistry and biology. English communication in some students should be improved, but that's a difficulty, I guess, because they have started to learn English maybe recently and they don't have a practice to communicate in English. But otherwise, I have a very good impression, and they are very motivated, and this is most important for me. And what I notice also, which I admire so much, that they try to think logically rather than putting back information on textually. And this is the most important thing that we are looking for. Because if you think logically, then you can learn everything.
Thank you. The University of Szeged is known worldwide for its excellence. So could you share with us the strength of the medical program, including any unique aspects of the curriculum or the kind of doctors the school aims to cultivate?
Now, our medical program is very student-oriented, which means that we treat each individual student on its own as a valuable person, and we try to encourage them and then to strengthen their individual abilities where they are the best. And the advantage is that a relatively moderate number of students in the English program, so we can really focus them individually. The other strength is that our curriculum is very closely related to the clinical environment. Our teaching hospital or the clinical facilities with the patients are integrated into the university. They are in the same campus. So one building is a theoretical department and next to it is a clinics. So the students are very early involved in types of personal experience with the patients. And the third thing that I would like to emphasize, the early involvement and early exposure of the students to science. Our university is scientifically very high ranked, and we have 2 Nobel Prize laureates. One is St. Györgyi Albert, where the faculty is named off in 1937 for discovering vitamin C. And in 2023, Katalin Karikó for the development of the messenger RNA-based vaccination, which saved millions of lives during the COVID pandemic. And she was awarded the Nobel Prize. She has a research laboratory in Szeged, and she's involved in the ceremonial events. She's in close contact, and this is just an example that we try to expose students as much as possible for scientific activities. We are very welcome them in the laboratories, involving them in manual works, in theoretical works, and presenting their scientific research each year in a student science conference.
Yeah, thank you. What percentage of international students at Szeged Medical School are Korean? In your experience, how are Korean students different from students of other nationality?
I asked my colleague to look at the numbers because I didn't know it myself. But at the moment, in the year of 2024-2025, between 8 and 9% of the students are from Korea, which means that in the Faculty of Medicine, we have more than 100 Korean students, and it's the 3rd highest population of students from a country. So it's a top level of students, and we are very proud of it. Korean students are very motivated. They are hard workers and they are happy to work hard. I have personal experience on them because in my group, in my seminar group, there are Korean students usually. And they never complain. They are ready to study. They are very motivated, very diligent. So this is what makes difference on the positive way from other nations.
Okay, thank you. It is well recognized in Korea that Szeged graduates are highly competent as the program requires a great deal of effort and study. Could you tell us about the failure or repeat rate among students in the English language program? Especially, what is the rate among Korean students?
Now, the failure rate is difficult to define because many subjects, if you are not succeeding with the subjects, you can still continuing your studies. So it doesn't mean that you need to repeat the whole year. And especially in the English program, it happens often that the students interrupt their studies not for curricular reasons, but other personal reasons. So it's difficult to tell an exact number, but what I can tell that if the students take their study duties seriously and they put their efforts and they follow the guidance of the professors, they will not have problem to graduate.
Okay. Finally, what advice would you give to students on how to prepare before starting their first year at Szeged Medical School?
But before starting, if they get admitted, my advice is to relax. And get ready for the studies. Try to spend something which makes them relaxing and getting ready, because in September when they start their studies, they have to go to a higher gear for the high school compared to the high school. The study material will jump substantially. So get ready and find something which is charging the batteries for them. And I have an advice for the first year after admitted to the university when they start their studies. My advice is to study continuously. That's very important. we have study periods and exam periods. And if you do your studies continuously in the study period, you put efforts from week to week to follow the topics, then and not focusing only on the exam period, then it will be much easier to pass even the difficult exams.
Okay, thank you. Thank you once again for your time and for sharing your valuable insights. It was a true pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much.
Me too. It was a pleasure for me, and thanks for having me. I'm very happy to come anytime.
Yeah, thank you.